You're right, Pat.
$100. All right, we'll open this meeting of February 14th. Happy Valentine's, everyone. Plenty of chocolate up here. Let the record show Selectman Jessman is not present. Okay, it's 4 o'clock. We have an appointment with Public Works Director Dennis. Okay, so we called because we wanted to clarify some of the prioritization on the snow removal. I think that's where we're going. Cleanup, I should say. Snow removal. So I'm going to pass it to you because you know more about what's gone on at Town Hall in the last week than I have.
Well, it really isn't so much what's going on around Town Hall, but it's more to make sure that the Board of Selectmen are all in agreement on what we want to have happen at Town Hall. So no one's caught between a rock and a hard place. So it's not coming from one selectman or two selectmen, it's coming from the Board of Selectmen, because, you know, there may be some things that you want done that I wouldn't recognize or I want done, but we should be all uniform so that our public works people are not being tugged back and forth.
Right.
So it's very clear, this is what we want done, when we want it done, how we want it done.
Sounds good.
What are your thoughts?
It's just,
You come up here numerous times, so hey, we'll have one plan, we'll be done with it.
yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm fielding complaints from all different departments. I mean, and, you know, the front office has watched people fall, but it's the time of year, but, you know, what could we do better? One of the issues seems to be the snow that builds up during an event on School Street. I don't know the best way to handle it, but there seems to be a couple of ways it could be handled. When the plows go by, they could come in and clear that out as it's beginning to build up instead of waiting until the end of a storm. Or if it's during the weekend when we're not open, clear it up before we open on Monday.
So for clarification, School Street meaning walking up to the municipal parking lot?
No,
That's
I'm
School
talking
Street?
about
Parking
the
spaces.
2 parking spaces we have outside here, right next to the handicap ramp.
Gotcha.
They're used a lot, mostly by the elderly. And if there's that big snow berm, they can't safely get out of their car, get across it, and get into Town Hall.
Well, I think one of the I shouldn't say one of the concerns, not a complaint, one of the concerns was that we were stopping at where the road comes out here, where the dumpster is in back here. We were stopping at the sidewalk there, and if you notice, there's an ice buildup where we stopped. And I know people have to walk up and then go to the municipal parking lot. If those spaces are filled, the front is filled, they go to the municipal parking lot and walk down to register their vehicles.
I don't think the sidewalk plow.
Why there's an ice buildup is because it didn't show the driveway, and the garbage truck backs over.
Yeah, that was from the alley. It wasn't that.
The alley, right.
They didn't stop there. They just kept going, and then they plowed after the sidewalk plow went by, is what I saw.
Can they go,
And left us a,
does that hinder them going straight across with the sidewalk machine?
No, not really.
Do we need to speak to them?
We might only have about that much snow. The problem out front is, okay, if there's a snow bank a foot high, when you try to cut that, you're gonna push it back on the sidewalk, okay, first of all. So now you're gonna have the sidewalk that's got snow, okay? Normally, okay, and plus, the state truck comes around there, and if there's no cars there, you know where that wing is. Right up against the curb, and now you have no sidewalk. What I've tried to do, okay, is in the past, is come back and cut it and push it up along after the telephone pole beyond on School Street. But to do it on a regular basis, every day, or when it snows, I guess we could stop plowing the roads and do that if you wanted.
I think the point is, and I might be wrong, but you go by the town hall several times a day, and you're plowing.
Yeah.
So last time you guys were here, it took you, I don't know, less than a minute to plow that up through there. To grab the snow from these two parking spaces and push it up. Less than a minute.
I do, but not the day of the snowstorm.
Well, that's what we're saying, though. If you go by here, how many times a day do you go by here with your truck with a plow on it?
Right.
If you went up there and just plowed it each time you went by?
So you're talking the 2 foot of snow that we got just the last weekend, that concerned you?
No, any
Was it done
storm,
before that?
the storm before that it was done.
Okay,
You
okay.
came down, I actually had called, you came down, you pushed it up, 2 parking spaces were open. Perfect.
Right. I knew we were gonna do the sidewalk to Main Street on Tuesday. We had snow on Monday.
We actually had snow on Friday, Saturday.
That's right. It also.
But the problem is the town hall's open Monday and Tuesday all day long. So if they have no place to stop, park, and get out and come do their cars, then you might as well close the office.
Okay, whatever's your suggestion, I guess. We'll try to.
When you usually have a storm event, as we did, you're, not the 2 feet storm event that we had, but a normal storm event that we have, 4 to 6 inches or something. You come here the very first thing in the morning to clear so that the staff can get in, employees can get in, correct?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
And then,
They either shovel it or the snow plow goes by or whatever. The sidewalk machine, that's, yeah.
when do you hit the people going into the senior center? Is that at the same time, or is that after, or whatever?
Jay usually does the sanding, okay, because he has that on the one. And he'll shovel the ramp, and he'll shovel the ramp, sand it, and salt it, plus the 2 front entrances, okay?
So he'll leave here and go up there?
Then he'll go and continue on doing his plow road,
Okay.
okay?
And then hit the,
And then, okay, as he goes down through and comes in the lock there, then he does the Grange, both ramps, plows the driveway, plows the parking lot,
okay.
sands and salts it.
When does he usually come back around this way again? Afternoon, or?
No, it's late morning. He does that, he does Westwood, he does Orchard, he does the ball field, which I usually do the ball field in Riverfront the day after, okay? Because there's no need of doing that during the snowstorm. But he'll check Business Park, make sure the door's open, plow in so people can get in. Mid-morning, late morning, he gets back down here, depending on how much snow there is.
But you're talking about him just sanding and salting
That is correct.
at this
that's right.
point. Is he
Right.
plowing as well?
He's plowing, yeah.
Oh, yeah, plowing as well.
That's what he said,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what can we do to keep those parking spaces open during a storm event? I mean, and this was an unusual storm event, so this may or may not be a good example. I'm sure that you were, in the amounts that it was coming down, I'm sure that you were busy keeping the roads clear, especially since it was a weekend event. But what can you offer us to keep those open? I don't know if it's digging through the snow bankings to have pass-throughs so they're not walking in the street down to the corner. And I wouldn't be so concerned if the handicap ramp wasn't there. And we've had a couple people, mostly elderly, stumbling about in the road.
Hey, we're just trying to keep it open. That's all I can say. Is when I come down, I'll wing it out, but I can't jump up on the curb and take it off. Not with a pickup. And I think that's what you're concerned about. I can cut along the curb off the asphalt, but I can't jump up on the curb.
So we're still going to have, no, you couldn't, we're still going to have, so if, let's say we have a storm event on the weekend, sometime, maybe Sunday night, whatever, Monday morning, that gets cleared from the road and we still have a berm of snow. Because the sidewalk plow doesn't do the whole sidewalk, it can't. It's not wide
Right,
enough.
right.
So you've got this berm between the sidewalk plow and those parking spaces. Could the guys clear maybe a space between the two,
To walk in between them?
to walk in between them
Do that?
when they're shoveling off the ramp?
Yeah, yeah.
When you usually swing up and hit the sidewalk with the plow, which plow do you usually do that with? The pickup. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And where the curb is so uneven, it isn't straight across, and where the joint lines are, if I catch an edge in there, we're gonna have a problem. Expensive problem.
So you keep your plow up just a little bit.
Yeah, but you're still gonna, you
Right.
know,
You still got a little bit.
you're still gonna have some.
Right.
Hey, try
It's
it.
not going to be,
Try it.
you know, I can't see that there's going to be a perfect solution. I don't think it's ever going to be a perfect solution, but we can only hope that we can try to get it to a point where people can come in, do their business during, you know, municipal hours.
Most
The huge storm event, we closed anyway, so that wasn't really an issue. I mean,
Well, it
and
was Monday. But
when we came
as
back.
long as it looks like we're attempting, we're making an effort to keep it open. They can't expect, it's like, you know, people call me up all the time, well, we're not plowing the bare pavement. Well, you don't plow the bare pavement. I mean, that's just,
Not in the
that's not
roads
the
in the
goal.
condition that
That
they're in.
hasn't been the goal for years. I don't know that it's ever been the goal.
Hey, I could have them shovel swat through.
Well, I gotta tell you,
Grab
Les,
as much as I can.
you know, go ahead.
The other issue is, how many of these do we have, this alleyway issue, where they're plowing out that alleyway? I'm sure there must be driveways that do that as well. The sidewalk plow comes through, and now we've got something like this that comes through and makes a couple of berms.
We have people that, and I'm not gonna name any names.
No.
Plow right across Route 3 onto the sidewalk. Okay? Plowing onto the sidewalks, and you got a mound of snow like this, okay, and they expect us to snowball. Well, it's not happening, okay? Yeah, and everybody's got a route, okay? And it isn't as if one guy is just a roamer
Right.
going around looking and checking all these plow trucks. You see it plowed across the road, well, you kind of put that in the back of your mind, and next time it snows, you kind of watch to see if there's a truck in that certain area, and he pushes across again. Then you speak to him and tell him that you can't do that.
I think that the only other solution is to have, you know, another part-time in abeyance to that has a truck that goes around and cleans up the places, but that is so costly, I don't think the taxpayers want to even go near there. And that would be the ultimate solution on that, but,
And Mike has nowhere to put a shovel on that tractor.
right,
When that thing is full of sand and salt, he's full. And it isn't that big that you can put a shovel in a compartment,
right.
you know? So usually Jay does that with a one-time, cleans up the areas, you know, with a one-time. Because also he has the sand and salt on his truck and in the hopper, and also we put a little bit on the side so he can shovel that out and do that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because this out here in particular is going to be an issue until we have a real thaw.
Right.
The way they've plowed that out, left that mess there, it's melting, it's
A
all
lot of it's
downhill to
melted
the
because
sidewalk.
We put
Gutter.
so much salt on it.
Well, but
But
it's
the gutter
melting.
doesn't help you out,
It's like today, that's,
No.
That's not helping you out.
today it's melted enough, so you've
And
got
it's
that
gonna freeze.
slurry and it's going to freeze.
Good freeze thing.
So you're gonna come in the morning.
That's just like all the sidewalks, okay, where they're channeled down through, the snow goes across during the day and it's nice. But at night, freeze.
And first thing in
Every
the-
morning,
yeah.
you gotta go, and you're saying, what's this guy doing?
Yeah.
Well, he's gotta go and check all the sidewalks, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How difficult is it plowing the senior center if they open at 8:30 and Jay gets there people are starting to line up to get in there. Is it a process? It's something that we need to look at, or?
No, I think it all depends on when the snow starts, you know? He hasn't said that there has been a problem up there, okay, of plowing. You know, I know that,
I haven't heard anything, so that's why I'm asking.
yeah, no, and he hasn't said anything to me, so I don't think right now there's a problem, to be honest with you, okay? And I'm quite sure if it's bad weather, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of people there anyways. With a lot
I
of
was
snow.
surprised when we got the 3 or 4 inches that I happened to be there and we were plowing and Jay was plowing. We actually had to ask some seniors to move the vehicles. And I was surprised we had that many seniors out during that weather.
Yeah,
But I was,
Nice.
3 or 4 inches of snow, that's
but it was a
not
meal
that
day,
much.
and soon to be another meal day.
Us old fogies don't like being out in the snow on the road.
Right. I mean, it's not something I would travel unless I had to, but they do. What's that?
These were given to me by a resident on Winter Street. This person went out and snow blowed where the sidewalk is.
I know, it's burn chatter.
No. This,
Almost certainly is. Right?
no,
Well,
it's not.
that's Peabody Street right there.
Did I say Winter Street? I did say Winter Street.
Yes.
No, this is
You
above,
told me
the-
Winter Street.
yeah, this
It
is
is
above the
Winter Street.
school.
It's above the school.
I know it is. I need to say no more, yeah.
So, this is what happened. Cleared the sidewalk. The sidewalk plow came up
Oh, I
and
know
cleared
what that is. I know
the
that.
median
You're in
between the
your-
sidewalk and the road,
Yep,
not the sidewalk, and blew everything into what was cleared by this resident sidewalk.
yep,
And then the plow came in and plowed everything in.
yep. You gotta get it off the road.
Yep,
2 feet of snow, you just.
But if the sidewalk plow had followed the path of the sidewalk, the plow's snow would have gone into the median between the sidewalk and the road. If you look at the pictures, you can see that took place, especially, there's one in there like this. You can see the track of the sidewalk plow over here. So he came out and plowed this.
Yep,
Not over here where the sidewalk actually is. And I can understand that when well, no, actually, because this was already cleared. See, first storm, first pass
What
by
you're saying,
sidewalk
Dennis, It
plow.
wasn't on the sidewalk, it was on the side of the sidewalk.
I understand, there's a little strip in between the sidewalk and the edge of pavement.
And that's where the sidewalk was actually cleared. Evidently, it didn't take place the previous storms, it took place on this storm. So maybe the person doing it wasn't familiar with the sidewalk location, or maybe we need to mark them. But from what I understand, as it was related to me by this resident, the sidewalk plow came up and actually was plowing the little median strip, not the sidewalk.
Was this a 2 foot of snow or previous to that?
This was this recent snow
This was the
event.
storm.
2 foot of snow?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think he knew where the sidewalk was.
No, no. And plus, when you're blowing, okay, you can't even see,
Yeah.
first of all, okay?
Yeah.
And if you actually look, okay, kind of looked like to me that individual was putting some snow on the sidewalk, shoveling on the sidewalk.
He cleared the sidewalk.
Oh, he blew the sidewalk.
He
blew
cleared
the
the
sidewalk.
sidewalk,
Huh?
then the sidewalk plow came up
Yeah,
and plowed
It covered the sidewalk.
and covered what he had cleared. See this? Here's this picture.
yeah.
Okay, they cleared the sidewalk. Well, after this, the plow came up
Came
and
by.
plowed this
Piled that over.
into what was
Get it off-
actually
get it
the
off-
sidewalk.
Get it off the road, that's correct, that's right.
And then the plow came through and plowed everything in.
Correct.
So there was no more sidewalk.
Right. And that's, when it first storms and we get a large amount, okay, it's to break it open, get through, get the road open. When we go back again, okay, and we have to plow again, or the last time that we plow and we sand and salt, we get everything over as far as we can with the wind.
And then do you go back with the snow machine,
He
the
will.
sidewalk
He
machine?
will, but he may not go back that day, depending on what time it is,
Okay.
okay?
I see. So when he went through, it was really not so much a sidewalk clearing operation at that time. It was more of a
Open it.
snow, because we don't have a grader.
Right. Plus, okay, with that 2-foot storm, he probably hit this sidewalk maybe 3 times,
Okay.
4 times in the course of 2.5 days. This was completely done at Sunday, okay, after the snowstorm, because we worked 10 hours with the sidewalk machine, blowing snow that was 7 feet high up on the bridge.
Okay, so there are times
So-
that
That
you're
was 5
just,
hours.
you're just working to keep the road open and not
That's
keeping the
all.
sidewalk
And
open.
Plus, letting him go up and blow or push whatever he can with a blade to get it off so they're not walking through the large amount. Plus, it helps him with the blower.
Okay,
Yeah. And we tried putting grade stakes up there in the spring, in the fall, I mean, and the kids that walk up the hill, no, they just
Break them off.
break them off. Right.
okay, so we need to, if we're going to go that route, we need to get the property owners to cooperate with us.
Exactly right.
Okay.
And a lot of them okay, and hey, a lot of them are limited to where they can blow their snow.
Right.
A lot of them are. okay?
Well, these houses, some of them are pretty close to the
Yeah,
road.
and,
They are.
Dennis, you do a fine job on Maple Court.
Jay does that.
I've seen you once or
Once
twice.
in a while, yeah, depending on who gets there first.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I would say is, considering the condition of most of our state roads, it amazes me that you guys can get the snow off as well as you do.
Absolutely. I can't even imagine keeping track of all of these little idiosyncrasies, you've got to, okay, I got to go back to Maple Court, because as the snow comes up at the dead-end street, nobody can get out at the end, and we got to, with the loader, and get that, and now we got to come out and do the front of town hall, and, well, we can't push it this way on this street because of this, and we can't do that on this one because of that. Man, I'd have a headache before I started.
I had,
Well,
What is your,
if Joe Jessman comes tonight, okay, to the meeting,
He's not.
He's not.
well, make sure next Thursday, you ask him what he thinks about plowing snow. Because he is the first selectman in 14 and a half years that caught me Saturday morning at 4:30 and said, "I'd like to ride with you." Okay?
Well, I want to respond to
He
that.
rode with me, and then he rode with Arthur, okay? And he is well aware, okay, how much room it takes that truck to go on the inline streets. And I'm quite sure he'll tell you.
I'd like to respond to that, because I has
4:30
always,
in the morning?
4:30 in the morning, I would love to do
How's
it.
that?
When I was a selectman in Atkinson, one of the very first things that I did was I wanted to go on the route with the plows and the truck drivers, so that I could see the work that they were doing. You can't explain a budget and what you need for a budget unless you really know what they're doing. In the summer, in the summer, I wanted to be on the graders and everything that took to pave a street, and that's what I did. And so, the real necessity to say, "Hey, Dennis, I want to ride with you," to do that wasn't there, but someday I would really like to, because the streets are narrow. And you've come up with
Plowed a
some of
lot,
the...
I know.
so have I.
I don't know how some of the streets that we do it, like Chestnut, West Street.
That I usually do them, that in High Street. So Arthur can
Amazes me.
do it, okay, all he's gonna do is just stand himself. I try to get those streets, yeah. Because there are car parks there, especially on the upper side of West Street, there's always a car park there, okay? And there's no way you can get around the car.
What is your schedule for sanding and salting the sidewalks in Town Hall? Do you come first thing in the morning, every day? Like when we're in this type of thaw
Jay came
freeze?
this morning, okay?
Okay.
At 7:30, and Catherine was here. He checked the sidewalks and sanded and salted what had to be done. okay? But I got a call at 9 o'clock, and I take Jay's word. He says it was done, and it was done correctly, okay? but I get a call at 9 o'clock, it's slippery,
Well,
you know? So, hey, send 2 guys up because we brought the town car back and sand and salt them, you know? I guess, you know, we'll have to check them 2 or 3 times a day, especially where it's melting and freezing, and, you know, but I would think that the freezing at night, when we check it in the morning, should be sufficient, okay, for during the day, but
do they sand and salt? Is it a
it's a
mixture?
mixture, sand and salt.
A sand and salt mixture, so they don't, it's not,
Right.
they're salting and then they're sanding, it's a mixture.
It's a mixture.
I'm
And plus,
surprised.
I think there's 2 pails downstairs. Yeah.
It's very lethal to animals. It gets stuck in the dog's paws and it burns them.
I know, I don't use it at my house.
I go the opposite direction. I can't cross the street with my dogs after they plow, after they salt, because it burns their feet.
Now, yesterday, when the loader broke down,
Well, what
we
happened to that,
dumped
by
a
the
lot
way?
of salt on sidewalks and clean.
How much did it cost us to fix that?
Well, there was a lot of salt. There was a lot of salt, but this time of year it's going to cause salt.
Everything's gonna break it up.
There is now. Now the water board for another week.
The water company, okay, that I'd like to just mention,
Yeah,
they let us borrow their loader
yeah,
at no charge.
yeah.
They knew ours was down, come and take it, use it as long as you want, okay? And I just want to make that public knowledge.
Very nice.
They let us take it with no...
Very nice.
no
Thank you,
problem.
water company.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Regionalization.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
No,
that's
that's working
community.
together.
That's working
That's
together.
working
Community
together.
spirit,
That's what
absolutely.
regionalization's all about.
Yeah,
Wow.
Okay.
yeah. The main hydraulic line, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
That must have been
And when will
nasty.
that get fixed?
it's all done.
Great.
You make your own lines?
No,
You have to buy them?
yeah.
What, oh, I said another town, I was gonna say town car, but that's fine, I'm all done.
How's Manville?
Good, we gotta put some weed poles in, but no water in the road. No.
I haven't,
There's a little bit of ice buildup because of the plow where that existing catch basin is, but we gotta go and plow that off. You know, but no water in the road.
how's it up at the Pines? You know, where the transition, oh, that's where you're talking.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I just haven't had a chance to go in there.
No? No? No. So far, so good.
Good.
I will say this Budget Committee public hearing, they were adamant, the public that attended the meeting was adamant that we don't have enough in that warrant article to assist you in your roads. So we're going to look at warrant articles a little later,
Okay, yeah.
but they were pretty adamant about not having enough monies to, you know, to fund the 10-year plan and get done what you need to get done.
Yeah.
And at the end, you don't have enough money to do it and end up bonding.
No, I don't.
Have you seen the state roads in poor condition?
Where are we?
Dennis dropped that out.
No, Dennis,
Dennis Fields brought it up.
oh,
Tilton, Brook Road, Califf Hill Road, Church Street, Clark Road, Colby Street, Grange Road, Lancaster Hill Road.
wait a minute.
Grange Road was just
Did
done.
Dennis go over these roads?
Wait a minute, it gets better. It gets better. Lancaster Hill Road. Yep. New Hampshire Route 132.
They've already done those.
Yeah,
It gets
yeah.
better, it gets better. You're gonna love this one. New Hampshire Route 140,
Yep.
River Road, School Street, Silver Lake
Silver Lake.
Road,
Wow,
done.
Yeah.
US Route 3,
that's pretty good.
and Winter Street.
Did he write these down himself?
They pay to compile that information.
Somebody that was blind.
Department.
Huh?
Came from the Department of Transportation.
This is DOT.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the
Information
date
that
on it?
came from the New Hampshire Department of Transportation's 2012.
So what's wrong with Silver Lake?
I don't know, but they have no excuses there, because that project's been done for
And
4?
132 and 140.
Road, Lancaster,
Church?
River.
They just did Route 3.
What's wrong with Church, and what's wrong with Church
I
and
think
River?
we should send that to Jeannie and Andrew and
132.
let them know that this is
They've all
the
been done.
2012 report, and they've been done at least, well, Grange and Lancaster, 2 years, right?
2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Silver's
Lancaster
been,
was-
what, 4?
At least
Yeah.
4, if not 5.
Lancaster was just the one end, they just did where the sewer went.
The
Yeah,
whole thing.
They did
Yeah.
the whole thing?
yeah.
State did, wow.
Yeah,
They just had that project in
And that's been
132 where they did drainage.
Yeah.
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 I thought you'd enjoy that.
That means they're gonna try to take those funds and divert them somewhere else, because they're making excuses for other roads that are good.
Well, we could give them a list of the
They
roads that
could
are
say,
actually,
listen, you know,
I got a few of them.
we have 15 roads in Tilton, and we took care of 10 of them. That's what they're going to say.
So we got this extra money.
Yeah.
I haven't looked for this in your list. Have you graded those roads? As far as, you know, or,
Oh, yeah.
Desperate.
Yeah, those are all in the 10-year report.
but in your 10-year report, do you actually, I haven't looked, haven't had a chance today. Have you graded them as far as a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, you've got some 10s, you've got some 8s?
What I did
And
is
maybe
I
a couple of
put it in
5s.
the year that I thought they should be either rebuilt, reclaimed, paved.
Priority.
So that'll kind of tell us which roads are worse.
Worse, right.
That's correct. right.
Okay.
Plus the ones that we've already done, I put the year in that we've.
I did see that.
Right,
Right.
Okay.
So we've got some kind of
right.
an accounting of how long.
So it
the
can
road-
recycle, yeah.
Right, yeah.
I mean, maybe they're just trying to pad their budget.
You think?
Well, I hope when they come up to go on the roads, that they don't go on the ones like 140 and
No,
130.
no, you take them right on Colby, okay?
Colby.
And Caleb Hill,
Taylor Hill,
and Clark Road.
and
Those
well,
are
on
the three.
Winter Street too, that's
And
not
Winter Street.
great.
Right.
Right, those are the 3 worst roads. And they're all state,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Don't take them over on Lancaster or.
No,
or
don't
that-
take 'em down Silver Lake Road?
Put them right up there.
It's granite
Right.
curbing
Yeah.
and drainage and, I don't even think there's a crack in it.
No,
we'll be okay at least to 2018 when Dennis retires.
Hey, he's not retiring. It's just a fantasy of his. Can I, unless you want those.
oh, no, I don't need.
Thank you.
Anything else? Anything else you got going on?
One question I wanted for you before we stop with the snow thing. In our highway maintenance program, have we changed, I know the state did a couple years ago, the amount of snow before they come out and plow has changed for them. They've changed a couple of other things. Are we still going out?
Inch and a half to inches.
So we haven't changed?
What's the state?
Okay.
3 or 4?
They're,
Uh,
yeah.
I think theirs has changed
Yeah.
certain hours of the night.
Yeah, because some
Yeah,
of the roads.
they've got a whole new,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I think from 1 o'clock until what, 3? Or 12 to 3?
Horrible. Horrible, because I go through it that
Yeah,
time.
but
Horrible.
any change we make like that needs to be in our policy to cover us.
No, it hasn't.
Okay.
No.
The other question I have is, I understand some mailboxes went down in the Andrews Road area. Were they in the right-of-way?
I asked the individual that was driving the truck, did you hit any mailboxes? Because I know of 2.
Yeah.
Okay? He said, no, I did not. Okay? So I, you know, the one of them, okay, is way off the edge of the road. It's gotta be at least 4 to 5 feet off the edge of the road,
It's definitely not in the right-of-way.
okay? The other one on the right-hand side going in, okay, I think is fairly close to the road without looking at it. But I did ask him, it was mentioned to me, and I asked him, and he said no, not to his knowledge that he hit any of them. And he did show me a picture of the one on the left coming out. And there had been a plow person there that plowed around in the plows.
So the plow person probably hit them.
I'm not saying that, but
Okay.
Possibility.
possibility, that's correct, right.
Okay.
Then it's up to the police department, you know the gate, the railing that goes all up the walkway? Is there any possible way to push that snow away from the sidewalk so it doesn't melt onto it? You know, if you go up, the snow is on both sides. Is there any possible way to get that off so it doesn't go across that?
Not without doing the whole thing, Al. You're gonna have to do the whole thing. Right.
Because
Yeah,
I noticed up the other day, it freezes, it rolls and it freezes
Rules
right
is
there.
right.
yeah. Yeah, but that's another thing.
I know,
No,
that's the
I'm just
question.
saying, you know, while we're plowing, we can't do that.
Right.
Okay? It's gotta be done after.
Correct.
A hand?
Yeah, you can, yeah,
Yeah, because it has the end on it.
yeah.
You can't
Now,
do the
Dickie
sidewalk
can plow
machine.
the whole thing. Dickie can plow straight up with his little Dakota. And if you're careful with the town truck, you can plow with a plow right up. But
Was it
now,
Truck and a plow, you call it?
yeah, but
That's that
now
long?
you're leaving this much snow, this high
At the end.
at the end. So what have you gained?
Nothing.
Nothing. No.
They'd have to use the walk-behind snow blower.
Yeah, I'll do it by hand.
Are you
Yeah.
still using that in Lockmer, or are you using the sidewalk?
There's a sidewalk on this
Yeah, we
week.
can use the sidewalk machine, we can use the sidewalk machine on River and Silver, not on Church.
That
it's
church is
narrow.
too narrow,
It is narrow.
very narrow.
Goes
So
right-
you actually
Slides off.
take the snow blower up to church?
Yeah. Depending on the amount of snow.
Right.
If there's a couple, 3 inches, okay, and we're not out
Right.
straight, then we'll take the walk behind and go do it the walk behind.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Just as quick.
It is in a small amount,
Right,
yes,
right, right.
yeah.
And our part-timers working as many hours as the other ones are, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing Sunday, he did not do the snow, run the Sunday
Method.
machine. One of the full-time employees ran. Which I talked to him about that, he was very interested in my process, okay?
Yep.
Okay, we didn't have a problem with
There's a certain way of doing it.
The prospective buyers of 61 Business Park are not real conducive to us using it for snow.
Great.
that. You wait till they come and see it.
Well, right now, it's ours.
That's right, but I mean,
But I'm
yeah,
thinking if we have a late spring after we've sold it,
probably 80 loads up there.
where are we going to put the snow?
Pat's gonna run up on her road.
Well, my understanding that Dave Wadley has said that we could put snow up to his place. Now, I don't know why we're not pursuing that and coming to an agreement with him to,
Because after a while, you'll destroy this field, that section,
if you
the salt.
make if we're picking it up, I suppose, the salt, but why can't we do the same thing that we're doing at the property next to 61 Business Park Drive and put a bladder down? Then you're not having the
There's not many farmers out there that are going to let you dig up their hayfield and turn it into a gravel parking lot.
it depends on where he's saying you could put it. I mean, is he saying right in the
All he has
hayfield?
is hayfield and pasture.
It's gonna be on the right-hand side going up,
Going up.
because I never get in there on the left-hand side.
No. No
I
way.
don't know how the terrain runs on the right-hand side either. Is it flush with the road? Is it down?
Yeah, it is.
Well,
No,
it's fairly flush.
no, it's very flush because the...
Isn't there a little ditch line?
The football field practices up
Yeah, we used
there.
to-
But isn't there a little ditch line between the
I
field
know
and the
they're on the
road?
left-hand side.
On the right, though. it's
On the left,
very
there's a ditch. On the right, way up towards Hast,
Okay,
there is,
it starts there?
Yeah.
way up.
I'd be very concerned about basically polluting
I think
somebody's
it's
property.
I think it's an alternative to look out. And the other thing, was it 1 year or 2 years ago when Alan next door said he had property in Samberton that he was more than willing to have, if we ever wanted to.
Holy crap, that's a haul.
Oh,
That's a haul. Now you're talking gas and time.
Another thought, okay, that you know, if we don't do anything with the town's parcel here, maybe get a hold of Mrs. Boyer? The church and property.
Church.
Yeah, the church, and it's on the
But all
market.
those are going to be temporary.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be.
It's going to be temporary.
It's gonna be temporary, that's correct, that's right.
Could we do that?
You can't do it in a residential area.
But can we pursue that on a temporary basis and come back with a more solid, researched, viable project, even if it is at Business Park Drive next year? And not hit them with, you know, $35,000 to do.
Well, I don't think we have to hit them with that. Do you?
No,
No.
no.
Well, I think we can come down on that. I think we can come down considerably on that,
Yeah, yeah.
by 15, don't you think?
I'm just really
Still be
leery.
safe?
Easily, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Providing you can get the materials that we talked about.
But over there,
Is his price contingent on getting those materials?
No, no,
No. So if you came down,
right.
would that be a viable temporary solution,
what?
Blair?
Yeah,
Then you're gonna be sold for a long.
but it's something, okay, that you, if you're gonna do it, you don't wanna do it now, okay? Because you got all of the unknowns in there, you don't know where anything is,
Right.
okay? And I hate to go there and start plowing and hit something.
Well,
But,
for the rest of the season, we would keep it at a certain place right now.
right, but maybe in the summertime, get a hold of them, see
Right.
if they would like to do
Well, not the
that.
summertime, but now, and then go research it
No,
in
if
the
we have to
summertime.
have a place for this spring, we'll have to use the parking lot at Buffalo Park.
Yeah,
And we'll have to use
Which
the
I-
parking lot at the ball field.
right.
Yeah. There's not gonna be a lot of snow. It's gonna melt fast.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's only going to be there for a short
And
time.
with the gravel that's in that ball field, you
Yeah.
know, it's,
Yeah.
Why not use the end of the municipal parking lot next to network managers? How many people actually park there?
You want to fill the municipal parking lot?
No, I don't
at
want to
Network
fill it.
Managers?
I said that the
It wouldn't
end,
hold much.
the end,
Probably get, what, 4 dump truckloads in there?
yeah, not much.
but we're at a period of time where it's going to dissipate rather quickly in March.
There's a lot of people that park in that municipal parking lot, believe it or not. It's
Yep.
full. Yeah.
Are they behaving themselves in night when you go plow? Are they where they're supposed to be?
For the most part, yes, okay? Steve Henry does an excellent job for me, okay? He's not afraid. But just like the other night, when we had all the signs up,
Yeah.
you know? 7 o'clock, we start on the lowest side, we work up, okay? And we get in front of the low polys and this guy. Now here it is at 8 o'clock.
We did it in New York.
Fine, right there.
Yeah,
Snow removal, 7 o'clock, no parking.
yeah.
Did it in New York. Put forks on the front of the loader.
Right.
Pick them
Pick
up
it
and
throw it
move
over
them.
the railing.
Well, we look at this now, don't we?
I think it's something to research, and I think it's something to look into. I would much prefer to go to town meeting with, you know, an alternative plan, and, or
But you're
have
gonna
a
be going-
backup plan, or have a backup plan to go in with
I
that.
think you've got.
You're gonna go with a
two options
temporary.
right now. The Blair property on Route 3,
Right.
Dave's.
on School Street,
Yep.
okay? And in between the end of February and April 1st, we could put a little bit in the ball field.
How many loads a season do you actually?
Well, with that 2 foot of snow, okay, that we just had, I'll bet, there was probably at least 45 loads, 40 to 50 loads that went to 61 business. Steve came up, pushed them up, and we probably hauled 20 loads today for the 6-wheelers, and we're gonna keep on hauling them off. So, but this is the first time we've cleaned the Main Street this year.
Load it up where you can.
How many loads did you have in that, was it 3 years ago when we had snow after snow after snow after snow
Oh,
after
yeah,
snow?
Yeah.
So you multiply that,
Right.
that amount times,
Last year, we didn't.
yeah, at least 5 of
we
those
didn't have a
events.
problem on Main Street.
No?
You need,
No, no, yeah. So it depends really on how much snow we get,
Right.
on the area that we
Yeah,
need,
right.
you know?
Now, do you do anything besides Main Street?
The parking
Picking it
lot.
up.
Yeah,
do some school street.
I've gone all the way down through the parking lot, okay, picked some snow up by the
Yeah.
police station.
Yep.
Widened out the road there in between the fire station and down to the Pavilion Bank.
Right.
Chief, you want to get the lights?
So, yeah,
Thanks.
and
He's not going through there.
other side streets, no, we haven't seen anything. We're trying to get the intersections,
Can't go that way, chief.
stuff like
You
that.
got a road barrier. There's a road barrier there now.
Well, do you go with the sidewalk machine after you do the bucket loader on the main street, or do you just do the bucket loader and then they just shovel it up?
No, no. It's the loader,
Yep.
and we take the snowball off the track, the sidewalk machine,
Yeah,
and we put the blade on.
okay,
It
gotcha.
runs down the sidewalk and keeps
And pushing it that way. I got it.
And
Yep,
he'll come back around, okay, and I'm going with a loader.
and push it, right.
Okay, then he'll come by, and he'll come down, and he'll go along the trim line, make me a windrow that I can go, okay, and pick it up.
Are you still doing snow removal tonight? Okay.
During the day.
It's, everywhere's picked up,
Right, the only time we would do it at night, okay, is on
is
the
Main Street, right.
The side streets, that's during the day, we use, trucks to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
You get extension for the snow blower. Blow in the back of the
You
truck.
can't fill the truck, you can't fill it up full.
No?
No, no. Even with our extendable chute.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. First of all, you can't see because you're running on the side of it.
True, true, true.
Then if he picks his body up where you can see, you're only gonna put in about half a load, and it's gonna take you numerous minutes to fill.
Yeah, except, oh yeah, I'm thinking Franklin's. Franklin's at the huge
You
one.
got that big one on the loader. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think blow some
yeah,
snow.
yeah. But they all, see, they got a grader, so the grader goes on the sidewalk,
Swishes
pulls
it
it
out,
out,
right.
puts it in windrow, and then all he's gotta do is go right down that windrow and blow it.
Done.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for Dennis? Anybody?
So, what do you think we can come down on that? Do you think 20 is,
I think 20's more than adequate. I would go, maybe,
18.
12.6, wasn't it?
12, 6, 9? It was basically 13,
Yeah, I'd go,
16?
16, 17 maximum, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Cuts it right in half.
yeah. Okay. All set? Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
Public input? Oh, yeah. None?
No, we got, yep. Approval of minutes.
Oh my gosh, is this all new stuff?
Make a motion, we bring the minutes of February 7th to the floor for correction and approval.
Second?
All those in favor?
Right?
Aye.
What's Tommy's last name?
Slow?
Nope. Cat
one?
from TMC,
From where?
from TLC Jewelers.
Oh, I don't know.
Catherine, did you see the third paragraph? Catherine, we don't have her last name.
Oh, I may have that.
You have it, Chief, you know who it is. TLC Jewelry. Tom and Catherine. Just write it so Joyce can have it, so that we can put that correction in.
Okay.
He knows who it is.
Spell with a C, okay.
It's kind of confusing that when you read this paragraph from TLC, I would like to see the word Catherine with her last name. Every time you see Catherine, I would like to see the last name, only because it's going to interfere with Catherine Dawson's name. So you don't know whether it's Selectman Dawson or you know it's Catherine.
Pretty sure her name's spelled with a C. Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember their last name?
I don't. I have it downstairs.
So when we make that correction, Joyce, will you just ask Catherine to just follow? I think, 5 years from now, when people are looking at it, they're going to say, oh, Catherine Dawson said that?
Catherine Johnson has a jewelry store?
Yeah. Wow, she's into everything.
Buys gold?
She buys gold.
I wish.
She stuffs it away under the mattress. Okay. On the last paragraph on page 4, I believe it should read, contingent upon getting all of our leasees in line with removing equipment. Am I right or no? Should it say lessees?
Where are you?
Right at the bottom of page 4. The last sentence, full sentence.
She is fine with this.
Right there.
Would it be better to say tenants?
And I think it's leases or,
We should change it to tenants.
tenants, okay. We're going to change that to tenants, Joyce.
Okay. I wouldn't want to be a lesser or a lessee.
They're
Like
your tenants.
Something cootie.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It's Matthews.
Matthews, that's it. So can you
He has
just,
a hyphenated last name of Hopper Matthews.
yes, Hopper Matthews, okay,
That's right. I remember that.
right. So can we make sure that that's in?
Yep.
And does she spell that with a C or a K?
C. That's because TLC stands for Tom Loves Catherine.
Okay.
How romantical.
Well, it's better than CFS sales. Customer-friendly service. That's what it stands for.
Sure.
I'm sorry, but, you know,
Made me pay attention.
there were 2 selectmen that got thrown out of there.
That's right.
Remember? Then the next week, he came in and said that's what his name stands for, customer-friendly service. Where was it? We didn't even get to introduce ourselves.
What's this now?
Right.
It wouldn't be the first place you've been thrown out of, was it? Or was that the second?
I plead the 5th on that one. I do plead the 5th.
Little Fuji's, I never thought I'd seen that small.
I've never seen it this small. It's really cool.
Page 5, Joyce, under reports from the selectmen first, one under Mike Izzard, that's just, should be 1Z, not 2.
Right?
It's in a couple places.
Okay. Are there any more corrections, concerns, or?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as corrected for February 7th, 2013.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor?
Oh, yep.
Who's carries?
Okay, Joyce, you're up.
I just have a few things.
Okay. Don't worry, we got enough chocolate up here to...
I'm not doing chocolate, I was doing pretty good until I did the Necco wafers,
Whoops,
but
sorry.
chocolate,
It's Valentine's Day, everybody does chocolate.
I did all my chocolate last night.
Come on.
I got an email from Mark Puffer
Okay.
on the settlement agreement. I printed it out and it's downstairs, so
Oh,
we might need a brief non-public at the end of the meeting. I can run down and get it done.
Okay.
Okay, first of all,
maybe I should get it now. It's on the top of the,
on the Conica, it should be two
okay.
things, a cover email and then the document.
Yep.
Tim, did he speak to you about the closing
Pink.
when he came up here?
Yep.
This,
He said
I
it
was
was a
just
packet.
handed, yeah. I had gone through the first set of documents that we had received, and he had pointed out a few things.
He said he had a chance to read through the whole thing yet, so.
And then, let's see, his note is that they have a new proposed tentative closing date scheduled for 2/21 at 11:30. And both he and I spoke, and we thought it would be good that if we had our attorney present.
Makes sense.
We have an attorney handling this, Sam?
Radigan's.
Radigan's office.
We
They've
voted on
been
it.
doing quite a bit of
I
work.
just don't remember. We've had to do so many things with attorneys recently that I...
We do.
How's that budget line doing?
So far this year. So both he and I recommend that we should have, if not John from his office, the other attorney that's been doing all the paperwork for us.
We'll wait for Sandy to come up to help make that decision.
Why would not all of the documents have gone through their office first
That is correct.
before they even come to us for the signing?
They're generating most of all the documents.
So why would they actually have to be at the signing?
Because there could be questions that come up from the buyer
Right.
that we may not be able to answer. We could have them available by
At the
telephone
signing?
at the signing, at the closing.
Okay.
We could have them available by telephone.
I'm asking these questions so that people watching this will have the
Yep.
full story.
It's gonna cost us the same whether he's on the phone or here in person.
Yeah.
I'd rather hear
I'd
in
rather
person
be
and get it
person.
I'd
corrected
rather
right
he be
away.
here too, but I just wanted,
And also, I mean, that way you have someone that is representing the town's interests, because, just a lot of, there's just a lot of paperwork going around, and it's the sellers whose agent is actually doing the HUD settlement statement and handling all that, but we need to make sure that we have someone that's watching out for the town's interest in this transaction.
I would agree to that.
sounds like a good idea.
Right.
I think we have, in every sale we've had an attorney present, have we not?
No, because
When
we did
Beach
the,
Street, we had an attorney,
right, because
Street.
that was a
Tax sale.
but it was still a
tax
sale.
deal, right.
We sold town property.
True, but we had that bill of interpleader that we had to
Right.
take into account. We had a contingent buyer, that we had those documents that needed to be executed.
But we didn't have a lawyer when we did the
Little piece out.
Little
when you had
piece out in the-
banners,
right.
The wetland.
wetlands. We had just had Scott go ahead and just do that, right?
Yeah.
But this, I think, is really
This is major.
How long in there?
Pearls, is it? Pearl Lane?
Yes,
Out at the end.
that's
Very
correct.
end.
Right. That was to in a butter. Right. It was the distressed. I remember, yeah.
So,
So, can I tell Tim to go ahead and,
We're waiting for.
well, we're waiting for Sandy on that decision. Cindy, we're talking about whether or not we should have a lawyer present during the closing. The consensus here is yes, so we just didn't know your thoughts. Okay.
I agree 100%.
All right, so the answer's yes, and we'll have her come up.
okay.
Should we make a motion?
Make a motion that we have the lawyer handling the purchase of 61 Business Park Drive be present at the time of closing.
I'd have to correct you and say sale, not purchase. We're not purchasing it.
Oh, they're
Selling it.
purchasing, okay. I meant this, they're purchasing, but the sale, thank you. A motion's been made, and
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now, I'd like to say one more thing about that, is we also have to agree, all of us, for 11:30 on the 21st, to be present.
All of you. There's numerous documents that you have to sign.
The 21st? I'm good.
Here's the main page.
Thank you.
And this was
So we have to do that.
And then at 10 o'clock that morning, we were meeting with the engineers for the Northfield project and the Winnipesaukee River Trail
Right.
at 10. So I could ask Glenn if he would put first on their agenda those items that pertain to the town of Tilton, and then they can have the rest of their meeting, do that first. And then if it looks like we're running over, I can stay that meeting and then report back to the board.
What time do they want us here?
Well, we have a
11:30.
10 o'clock meeting in Northfield on the River Trail, and then we have an 11:30 meeting here, and then we have a selectmen's meeting in the afternoon. I think it's really excessive
Why
myself.
can't we make these, the beginning of the selectmen meeting, the closing?
Yes. Why can't we?
Well, because you're going to spend probably an hour and a half closing.
Yeah.
Also, we start,
That's the beginning.
Do we have anything,
We
Catherine's
start at 4 and
Catherine's not here.
Or 3.
Here is my suggestion. Catherine's not here to verify whether or not Thursday night we have any appointments.
Right.
I doubt we do.
Off the top of my head, I have not written any in my book
I'm
to
not aware
approve.
of any.
I haven't made any.
So, why can't we do 11:30 and continue on to the meeting from there?
Yeah, just have it in the
The
day.
public, you do your public
And
session
the
at
public,
5?
and do the public session at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why can't we do that?
yeah.
Let's do that.
So we're going to have 3 meetings Thursday.
Well, we'll go right into...
Back-to-back meetings.
Yeah.
We'll go right into our selectmen
No
from the
time to have
closing,
lunch either.
And then hopefully by 5, we'll be out of here.
Yeah, at least we could have
I
supper
don't know
if we're
what
not
I'd do
having
with
lunch.
myself. So
Hey, now.
11:30?
Get some ideas.
What do you think?
Well,
You're not gonna bend my ear.
It's probably going to be an hour at the closing, my guess,
An hour, yeah,
at least.
an hour, hour and a half.
Right, so you got to plan that, so that's 11:30 to 1. If we continued on to the selectmen's meeting, you have one, it's,
have no one come in?
Yeah.
it's, I don't think too many people will come in unless it's during the day that they're able to come in.
Right.
And then we have a public session at 5 o'clock. Now,
Whatever time it hits.
Well,
4.
my other suggestion to that, to this whole thing, is that we can continue on the Thursday with what we need to do, but my other suggestion is that we need to work on the warrants and make decisions on that warrant. My suggestion to that would be that we all are present at that time. I'd really like Joe be
well,
present.
we need to make decisions on the warrant tonight,
Well, hold on a
because
minute.
the budget committee has until
Well,
next Wednesday night.
I know, but hold on a minute.
If you wait until the 21st,
I'm not waiting until the 21st, so I'm suggesting to everybody is to have an 11:30 on Monday,
on a holiday?
just for the warrants.
Won't be in town. I know I won't be in town.
How about Tuesday,
I'll be here Tuesday.
okay? Joe can be here Monday or Tuesday. I can be here Monday or Tuesday.
I'm not available either day.
Are we going to do any of it tonight? Well, I'm just thinking that, that's the day before their meeting. They really have made it clear that they like this information a little bit ahead of time.
I think that it's really pertinent, and I talked with Joe this afternoon to confirm that he wasn't not coming tonight, because he did make mention last week that he wasn't going to be here, so I did. He would really like to be present on a number of them, if not all of them, so it's really, it's
It's okay.
consensus of the board. I think we can,
If you want to meet on Monday, go ahead, man. It's up to you guys.
I think,
Tuesday's good.
no, we're okay with that. I think we all need to be there.
What about tomorrow? Have you-
I won't be here tomorrow.
Oh, she won't be here. You won't be here. Okay, forget it. We'll go back to Monday.
No, it's just, if we can't, we can't.
Right. Oh, I
Technically, we have until the 25th. That's the
Right.
day it has to be
but
posted,
we
right?
don't-
Actually, the 22nd,
Yeah, the
When does it
22nd.
have to be posted?
the 22nd.
It has to be posted the 25th.
So, you gave us that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Monday, the 25th, last day to post the warrant and budget. The 25th is the last day to post.
26th. Last day for selectmen to post warrant for town election, the 26th.
Right.
So, but we should have it done before.
So we're going to meet on Tuesday at 11:30,
Have that sheet from last time.
right?
What?
Tuesday at 11:30?
I would say Tuesday at 11:30, if we're all okay with that. I mean,
Last day for
fine.
selectmen to post warrant. What is it, 25 days? No, it's not. For us, it's 10 days or something.
Well, the other thing, too, we have to have the town report ready the 1st. This says the 25th. That's what I had written in my book.
Prepared by the Department of State and the Department of Justice State House, so this is Secretary of State's office.
This is the Department of Revenue Administration.
Well, geez, I guess the two of them ought to get together and figure it out. I think we should go by the 25th anyway. I don't,
Yes.
I don't think we should make changes after.
No, I don't.
Really, to be cognizant of our budget committee, we shouldn't make changes after the 20th.
Right.
Unless we
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with
have to.
that.
We have done that before,
Yeah.
but,
If we don't have to, let's,
so we're going to meet the 19th at what time?
So at 11:30, I'm fine with 11:30, that's when,
Tuesday, the
Al,
19th at 11:30.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, warrants only.
Yes, ma'am. All right, good. That gives me more time.
Valentine's tonight.
What else you got, Joyce?
Okay,
Yep,
so we got that.
great. Okay, now Catherine, you have the Birch Hill Kennel contract, that should
Yep,
be in
we
the to
signed
be
it.
signed. Okay, so that's,
it's going down there to
It's in the
sign.
to be signed folder.
all right. So we're all set with that?
I signed it, I know that, we're all set with that, yep.
Yeah, and that's very good that we have all the statutes cited in there.
Now, all this other packet, this is.
That's null and void, right? Catherine, the other package in there is null and void? The
And
one
it's
we've
just-
had on hold forever?
The one that I signed is the good one.
Okay,
Okay.
the other one is no good,
The
you
other
should take
one,
that out.
You can just tear it
All
up.
right.
Okay,
I signed it just
let me tear it up, we'll throw it in
We
recycle
would
right
know.
there.
Why do we put, do you want it torn up, or do you want to just write void on it and hold on to it? I don't know how you do
Oh, I'll
it.
just throw it away.
Okay,
Okay,
we can handle that.
I had emailed all of you the revised
Goes down to Al.
sale of state-owned land in Tilton, where they took out all of those bullets as you had suggested,
Yes,
and
I'm lost.
on the Martin property,
Oh, we don't have a
Miles.
copy of that.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, this needs to go back with that.
No, I mean, we don't have a
Certificate of insurance.
Al, this goes in with
no,
Birch Hill.
I sent that out to
I'm just
everybody.
seeing if there's anything else.
You're
I haven't
welcome
had
to
time
look at mine.
yeah, thank you.
Oh, there's
I haven't
one in
had
here.
time to turn
Oh,
on
is there?
anything.
Okay.
No?
And also, I had included an email that it would be, he gave me
Then
the
I'm gonna
date and
tear this
time for when it goes to Long Range Planning Committee. They have a meeting, I believe it's on March 5th. I don't have that email in front of me.
Now, did you have a conversation with him?
Yes, I
Or was
did.
this via email?
No, it was a telephone conversation.
Was he made aware of the signed agreement that we have recorded with the Trail Association as it pertains to this property?
He is aware of that, but that's not his concern. Their concern for adding that information about an easement is because they were aware of it. They weren't aware of the agreement, but they were aware that one of the proposed intentions was to allow the WRTA to have an easement for the trail, wherever. And they just wanted to be clear that any easement that the town grants is an easement between the town and that entity, that the DOT has nothing to do with the easement. That's why it was important for them to put that in the document.
March
That if
5th.
they sell the property to the town of Tilton, of course they wouldn't have anything to do with what we do with it.
I know, but that's their concern, that they don't want anybody to come back on them for an easement, that they want nothing to do with an easement. The other reason that was in there is because when they were doing the appraisal of the property and also doing their justification, which is what's in that letter, as to why the state should release this land, is because it was going to be for public purpose, and it was going to be for a trail, and it was going to be recreational, there was going to be a conservation easement, so the more encumbrances that you put on that parcel, then they can justify the price that they sold it for.
That was March 5th at 2:30.
March 5th at 2:30, that we should go, and he said the best approach would be is at that hearing that you could request at that time a waiver of the $1,100 admin fee because of the circumstances. They did waive it for the Best Pocket Park, as you recall. However, this is an entirely new committee makeup because of the recent elections. I asked him, I said, oh, is Senator Jeannie Forrester and Andrew Hosmer on the committee? And he said no.
So he's going to let us know?
What he needs is for the board to approve this. I will email him communication saying the board has read and approved this, and he will go ahead and send that memo to the Long Range Capital Planning Committee, and will be on the agenda for that
Now,
date.
my next question is, we have a deeded agreement with the Winnipesaukee Trail Association as it pertains to this piece of property that we don't own.
We do not have a deeded.
I thought that was recorded. It was not recorded.
To West Pocket? I thought it,
No.
No.
I
We have an
thought that-
agreement,
Right, I thought
but it's
that
not
was-
a deed. It was just,
No, I thought it was going, I'm sorry, I didn't mean deed, but I thought
Okay.
it was supposed to be recorded at the Registry of Deeds.
once we have an easement, once we have a
No,
document.
the agreement.
Oh, no, it's
The
not.
agreement itself.
It's not recorded at the Registry of Deeds, no.
All
The
right, so
easement
my
will have
next
to be
An
recorded.
easement will, yes, of course. So my next question is, because we don't own the property, what's the status of that agreement?
That agreement was for the Ernie's piece, not this piece.
I thought it was for this piece.
No.
Are you sure?
Positive. I pulled it out when Chuck was here. We looked at it.
Should we write one in anticipation of this?
This will be a great topic when we're at that meeting on the
Yeah.
21st. Next Thursday to talk, because the trails will be there. The trail
Yeah.
people will be there.
But don't you think that would give us more of a,
Oh, if we actually had an easement already?
no, if we had that, the agreement that we have. God, I could have sworn it was on this property.
It's for Ernie's.
I didn't think we got Ernie's at that time. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
That type of agreement that's very
Whoa.
explicit between the town of Tilton and the Trail
Well, we-
Association.
We could do the same thing and just reference
Right.
that parcel. Sure.
Right.
wasn't the original, when we first started to purchase the property, didn't we have an easement on the other piece of property already when we purchased the conservation, when I first came on as selectman, 4 years ago? Conservation, when they purchased the property,
Are you on
and we
Ronnie
wrote
Martin?
We're
Yep.
talking about Martin now.
I'm talking about Ronnie Martin property. When the trail first came on board, and we partnered or associated ourselves with them to purchase the property via the Conservation Commission, there was an easement drawn up. Then I thought there was an easement when we purchased the Ernie's property.
No, because I don't think we got that far, because once the property was purchased and it was surveyed,
Okay,
everything
you
stopped.
might be right, yep.
It stopped real quick.
Yeah, really quick.
And that's why then they moved to the next
Gotcha.
parcel.
Okay.
Getting back to your question, would having an easement, no, because right now it's just we intend to have an easement. If it happens that a bridge and a trail will be on that Ernie's piece, we would intend to give them an easement.
Right.
Right, so that's what that understanding is.
Yes.
That was written out between the Conservation Commission and the WRTA.
On the Ernie's piece. We
Yeah.
never got to that point on this piece. But if you feel that we should do that now, that
I'm
would
just
be...
wondering if that would just be beneficial to show them that, when we go to this hearing, it's
Yep.
just one more document to show them, hey, if there's any doubt, because Sandy and I have experience.
Right, right.
Yeah, sure, and there will be time because we'll be seeing them next week.
Right. But that way, if we have something, then we have something to show. See? Here's
I
our
just think-
agreement. We are going to work with them.
Yeah.
We need to do everything we can.
Yeah, because we have an agreement with the WRTA for the trail.
Right.
We have an agreement with the sewer for the trail. We have an agreement with DOT for the trail.
Right.
We have an agreement with the Conservation Commission in the town for the Ernie's parcel.
Right,
We don't have anything for this one.
okay.
Yeah, it could be,
So we need to think in that direction.
Right.
it could be an intent.
Right.
I'll have to pull it out and look at it.
No, it would be appropriate since it seems like things are going to be happening.
Right.
All right.
I agree. And it's our intent now, we just have to have something that shows the DOT that, well, yes, they are going to work with it.
Yes.
Didn't tell me to take my Coke out of the freezer.
I didn't know you had.
Okay, and the other thing too is I'll make sure
The one down there that sells frozen food.
that Tim puts on all your thrives, all of the agreements that we have
Yes.
on this.
Well, I have a file.
Yeah, because right now, I
at
mean,
home.
I've got the file downstairs,
Yeah.
so that they'll be on your Thrive, so if something comes up, you can look at them right on your
Yeah.
Thrive. Okay. Easement.
I've gotten out of the habit of using that thing.
Okay.
Okay, we're
What-
almost-
Okay,
Right.
that's it. So we'll,
So would you take a formal action so I could notify Phil so he can go ahead and release that memo to the, and that will be there at their meeting?
that we want to purchase it.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Wanted to go forward.
So I make a motion that we go forward and purchase the property from the state, formerly known as the Ronnie Martin property.
Shouldn't the motion be to accept the agreement, the proposed,
What's the name of the document?
I'm looking,
Sale of the, sale of,
interdepartment communication, requested action, explanation, representative said, there is no title to this.
Right.
State of New Hampshire interdepartment communication.
for sale of state-owned land.
Sale of
State-owned.
state-owned land in Tilton, subject.
Do we have a map and lot number?
I have the parcel numbers, but I can add the map and lots. 2 parcels of state-owned land, 0.94 acres and 0.1 acre, located on the easterly side of Route 3 and 11.
Go ahead and make the motion. You've got the document right there.
Give you mine.
Make a motion, we accept the document from the Department of Transportation Bureau of Right-of-Way for the sale of state-owned land in Tilton, dated February 13th, 2013.
Second?
A motion's been made and seconded. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And when is that meeting, the March 5th?
They did discuss a meeting date, didn't they?
Yeah, we have a meeting date.
All right.
Should be attached to that, what I gave you, my email.
On the
As
closing,
proposed submission of the sale treasure, please review and process, send it over to the committee for their March 5th, 2013 meeting. That might not be the public meeting.
Oh, okay.
Well, we need to verify.
Yeah, it's, I know, I sent it out, it's at room 211 of the LOB, and I think it's at 3:30, 3 o'clock or 3:30.
That's the one I just told you?
Yeah, what time was
but
it?
it is March
2:30.
5th?
2:30.
This says March 5th. I don't have a date in this one.
I'll reboot my computer, so you have to wait.
Okay.
2:30.
I believe it's 2:30.
So state,
Legislative Office Building, what room?
Almost positive he said room 211.
2:11, I believe it was.
Yeah, it is upstairs.
Hang on 1 second.
we're not getting our emails. Chief, did you just send me one? I'm not, I guess I got to reboot.
Yeah, about the senior center.
That's what I had to do.
March.
Maybe we're not, maybe that went, the server went down and came up, stuck, or, I did a couple of refreshes and they're not coming.
March 5th at 3:30.
On 3:30?
Excuse
Well,
me,
that's the 3:30 is when they're taking a vote.
the board. Phil Miles will be sending, you receive written promise, you want to tell me materials of 3:30 in room 201.
2:01
That's close to 211, huh?
at 3:30.
At 3:30.
Correct.
We should probably show up a little bit
So it was
earlier, just in case.
Yep.
You were right.
I know I...
I told you I wasn't sure, that's why I had to wait for my computer to boot up.
A Dartmouth run, I don't know, I know it will be March, but I don't know when yet, so. I will
What's next?
try not to have
Okay,
it there.
on Tuesday, February 19th, at 11:30, we're meeting to do the warrant.
Yep.
Okay, well, at 1 o'clock, Senator Andy Sanborn has introduced Senate Bill 168 to be heard before the members of the Senate Finance Committee, room 103 of the State House. And this is, what is SB 108?
We won't be there.
Can't be both places at once.
Can't get there from here.
What is this?
I'm looking to see what it is.
Oh, if we only had those transporters out of Star Trek,
Chief, I don't have it.
that would take all the time out of it.
I'll try to
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, the Senate State Aid Grant Appropriations Bill, Senate Bill 168. Governor Hassan has it in her budget, now it's
Oh,
going
I
through the
read that.
legislative process.
The $3
So,
million.
since Andy is our senator, just on the other side of the river, can any of you go down?
I know, wait a minute.
We're gonna have
What
it-
is this for?
1 o'clock. Just, he's introducing his bill in the Senate.
That
What is
means
the bill?
There's no way we can do it.
we can't, I think, I suggest you go down, Joyce,
On the 19th,
on the
What is the
19th.
bill?
It's the SAG.
SAG.
SAG bill.
3 million.
Oh, that's the SAG?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're using this
I
rod,
thought they
you know
had that
about it.
hearing, no, I thought they already had that hearing.
Well, they had a hearing, they had something on not a hearing,
Yeah.
but something, but then it went to the Senate.
Second bite of the apple.
And Andy is sponsoring it. He's
Right.
So
introduced
what
it.
was the meeting, was it a week ago?
Right, there was a meeting the week ago, and that's when they
In my
presented
understanding,
argument for that.
They're going to be putting.
The governor did,
Right,
Yeah.
the governor put it
Governor
on.
accepted it.
Yes,
yes.
got it.
So now it has to go, now her budget is going to the legislature, but now this is a separate Senate Bill 168, so maybe it's more money.
Well, that's
What does it
why
say?
I'm
Did you
asking,
look it up?
because I thought there were 3 or 4
Somewhere on it
of
says
these
about
bills.
5 million.
I thought there were 3 or 4 of these bills.
Well, I don't see how we can get down there.
You know, we're going to be doing the warrant. That's going to take an hour, hour and a half, maybe. I suggest, I don't know about the rest of the selectmen, should we just send Joyce down in our stead? I mean, she knows, she's read
Or
about
Johanna and Joyce?
Johanna and Joyce.
Yeah.
We've got to ask
Be good.
permission for Johanna.
Right.
What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
That sounds good.
Okay. Do we
But
need
I
a
would,
motion to that, or do we just say go?
No, go.
No,
Go.
go. I would,
All right.
I think we need to know what,
Yes, oh,
yeah, because like I said, I think there were a couple of these. There's more than one of these bills.
Right.
well, I do know that this is one that the NHMA is strongly pushing.
Well, I wrote it down. When I get a chance, I'll go on the computer and look it up.
Sometimes they can be a little squishy.
Yes.
Yeah, even if you don't testify, the fact that you're physically there and they can see that you're there.
When you write your name on the list.
Okay, we're moving along. I'm moving quickly. I'm moving as quickly as I can.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
So that can go with the warrants, okay.
Just something.
Did this work already done?
No, that's his estimate.
Oh, okay.
But he said that when he went back and looked again to do the estimate for the heat tapes, he said it would be better because of how confined it is down there and moisture, and he said it would be better to do heat tapes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, sure.
Isn't that what we said?
And so,
No, I'm just saying, no, I was advised by the fire department
Oh,
to
I
do,
know.
so,
It's nice that we
well, the fire department,
supported by.
I mean, the fire department does do a recommendation. However, in order to accommodate that recommendation, there are other steps in which we have to take, which would be putting a floor in, putting
Getting
a
rid of the
wall
moisture,
in, getting rid of the moisture.
'Cause you gotta get rid of
Which
the
is
moisture.
astronomical cost to us, and I think that we would do better for the heat tape. And this is for the heat tape.
yes, it says right on the, and on the bottom.
Did you
he's
talk to Tom about this at all?
No, I did not, Pat, you're the only person I've given it to.
Okay, we have an estimate for $440 to do that work.
And he did make 2 trips, I know that.
You get a crawl in.
No.
Is supply and install 50 feet of self-regulating heat tape in crawl space, includes all time and material to do the complete job.
Yeah.
Note, it is not recommended to install baseboard heat in the crawl space due to the risk of fire. So,
I would tend to agree with that.
I make a motion that we go ahead and put the heat tape in.
Well, is this coming out of town or Grange? Because,
That's a building.
yeah, but the town normally had the building in the winter drained and not in use.
But not now, it isn't. It's a town building.
Okay, I'm just
still have to
being
protect it.
devil's
I
advocate here,
know.
because this is
Yeah, I
gonna
know.
come up.
Well,
We can see if we have enough money. Why don't we do that?
I make a motion, we just,
Okay, the
Do it.
motion's on the floor.
I make a second, okay.
Okay.
second.
Motion's on the floor, and a second, is there any more discussion?
It needs to be done.
do it.
You need
Okay.
to protect that investment.
That's it.
I mean, we do, it's a town building.
Yes, it is.
Because now that we have it
Yes, I
there,
do.
if you wanted to do a rental, if the senior center wasn't there and you wanted to rent it, you need to have it available in the
We
winter.
need to maintain the building which we put money into.
Right.
Right.
I love this talk.
The motion's been, huh?
I love this talk.
I know, I do too. Motion's been made and seconded to approve Absolute Electrical Services for $440. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
That's my copy, if I can have that back.
Yep.
Okay, today I did receive our review from LGC and from DRA on our warrant articles. I emailed it to all of you, so if you have
Did you
them.
scan that for me?
You sent me
Send
that
that to me.
saying that, but you didn't send what they said. You just said they did it and you'd have it when we got here.
I got it.
Okay, then you have it.
Well,
packets.
it's in our packet right here.
Okay.
This,
'Cause I was just-
I always love local government center. We do not review entire warrants. However, I am pleased to offer the following thoughts.
Right. Yeah.
And they do it every time. What do you think of this? Well, we don't, you need to have your attorney look at those.
I just reviewed this briefly, but it's interesting in that we did have DRA, first thing we did was had DRA review our recycling warrant article, and then LGC says, well, geez, you better have DRA review it,
Yeah.
and DRA was fine with it,
Yep.
so. And then,
Yeah, but they look at it with two different eyes.
Right.
They look at it with two different eyes. The local government center looks at it for legal, the DRA looks at it for their purposes of setting tax rates. That's really all they do, and they're not always right.
okay, and then you got Tim's finance report.
Yep.
And both he and I are requesting if we could, is it okay if I bring that up?
yes, I was going to bring it up, so
Okay.
it's fine with you.
On, because we're on a crunch with the town report, and he's got year-end work, and kids are in school on Monday, so if we could both work on Monday, and then,
Take the time at a later time,
yeah, I'll definitely do mine the next week.
because it's school vacation.
Yeah, and-
And he indicated did he indicate he would take it the next week as well, or
No, his was going to be at another,
at another later time? Okay.
because he's got a lot to do. So we won't both be gone at the same time.
Right.
Yep,
Okay. Okay,
consensus.
Catherine,
What's a consensus?
Yep,
Yes,
yep,
okay,
yep, yep.
fine.
It's logical.
we can get a lot done. Catherine confirmed, Commissioner Clement, I sent an email saying they had to cancel the February meeting, has rescheduled for Friday, March 8th at 3 o'clock here at the Town Hall.
Who is this?
Commissioner Clement, the Commissioner of DOT, to go
Oh,
look
to
at our
go
roads.
road walking.
And also, I'd mentioned in that email that Phil Miles had suggested that when he comes here, make sure that he, at least when he's leaving town, if he could point out the piece.
Right.
What
warrant
day?
piece. March 8th is a Friday,
Yep.
What
10
time?
a.m. here at the town hall?
3 o'clock.
I'm okay. 3 p.m. How did I get 10 a.m. out of 3 p.m.?
3,
You might have been standing
8th.
here alone.
yeah. And I just have
I was
4 other quick little things.
I gotta mark that better.
When she said-
March 8th at, what time?
3.
3.
DOT.
What time's the one at the LOB, 2:30 or 3:30?
3:30.
So
2:01.
Clemens used to be,
It was the 20th.
February 20th, right?
Yeah.
So I can erase that.
And I just
I'm writing this in the wrong.
wanted to bring to the board's attention, and I can speak to you individually about this later, that an individual, an employee of the town, had an interaction with a property owner who was extremely rude and bullying and belligerent, was upsetting to the employee, but the employee
I think we
could
all know
handle
about it. Do you know about it, Sandy?
it. And
You don't know about it?
what I
I don't
had
know about it.
advised her to do, just to protect herself, knowing this individual, that she should go to the police department and just file just a little incident report.
And she did contact.
You'll know before you leave.
She did, okay.
You'll know before you leave.
I'm
Okay.
just wondering,
We'll do this in non-public.
Yeah,
Yes.
we will.
Thank you.
You'll know.
I want to know.
Okay, and then also, I have to file a property liability claim with LGC. One of our highway department employees accidentally broke a taillight on a vehicle.
With,
Whose vehicle?
Don't we have a deductible?
No, they'll pay 100% of this.
Oh, okay.
with,
With,
I haven't filed that one yet.
with what?
What was he driving?
Oh, a sidewalk plow.
Oh, okay.
oops. At least it wasn't with a shovel.
Well, this
We
isn't
might be talking
bad.
about anger management then.
Oh. What?
Yeah, they were trying, our employee was trying to avoid the town truck, a state truck coming, and there just wasn't enough room to move, is the way it's explained to me, and so they dinged it's not that expensive, but,
This isn't a town truck. This is not a state truck, not the one you gave me. This is someone out of Northfield.
they got hit. Our vehicle hit his vehicle. But the reason our vehicle hit his vehicle was because he was trying to get out of the way.
While he was avoiding the state truck, he hit another truck
Yes.
whose owner lives in
Where
Northfield.
was this?
Where does it say on there? That's the highway department's report. I have to put that onto our claim report. I just haven't had time to, and the police report was filed.
Really?
Anytime we state a town vehicle.
Comes in contact?
Doesn't say the location of where it was. Passing by rear vehicle and broke taillight.
I believe it was near Polly's.
I'm assuming it would be, knowing the names involved.
And then this one I want to talk to you about in non-public.
Yeah, location of accident, Main Street, Tilton.
Okay. Yes.
That one I have filed.
Okay. Yep.
Wow, his description of accident needs to be cleared up.
Yep.
And the last thing I have, I had given you a report on Monday on the, about the odors at Town Hall.
Yep.
And what I'm asking the board to approve is to enter into a contract with Terminex.
Yeah.
I had Tim look at this. He said he was fine with it.
Right. Okay.
And it will include spraying for ants. The initial charge is $200, and afterwards, it's $45 a month.
You'd have a heart attack.
They will also do the best they can with what holes they see to put, it's like steel wool,
Right.
but they use copper to
Copper.
seal them up. But one of the things he suggested, and in talking with the other employees, that we would really like to see done is really clean up that basement. Clean the cobwebs, put all the light fixtures back in, put the ceiling tiles back in, paint the walls, finish up the,
Level the floor.
level the floor,
Why?
get better lighting, just so we can
Use it.
see when we're down there, we can
Utilize
use
the
it. We're not
space as well.
going to trip, and then when it's clean and you can see, if we see a little hole, let's patch up all, I mean, we'll never be able to patch up all the little holes down there.
Terminex used that same product on the foundation, parts of the foundation, and parts of under the eaves of the roof very effectively.
We use that spray, you spray it in and it swells up and
Expands.
gets hard.
Yeah, over a period of time, they actually chew away
This-
at that.
This doesn't say
Well-
who did it.
We've had it in
I don't
now
need to
for
know, but
over
it doesn't
20
say.
years,
Wow.
and no problems at all.
Can I
Not
see,
Joyce.
can I see Terminix's?
What else?
We have to decide on Terminix.
Yeah, the Terminex. And then the only other thing is, oh God, what did I do with it? This gentleman came in the other day saying that he wanted permission to film some areas of the town hall. He was doing a documentary. He wanted history, and I immediately referred him to our history person here, Catherine Dawson. She spoke with him and said that, suggested that he put something in writing. So he put something in writing, and he would like to have an opportunity to come in and speak with the board.
To film town, I wish to be granted permission to film at Tilton Town's Hall at a date when it's convenient to the needs of its employees. I am in a pre-production for an amateur documentary on the history of Tilton, referred to as The Documentary, and plan on filming segments about the town and some of its historic buildings, including Town Hall. The documentary has an almost non-existent budget and will be released for general availability on YouTube in the summer of 2013. This is a nonprofit educational project, and I do not anticipate there being any revenue generated from the documentary. Thank you for your consideration, and do not hesitate to contact me with any questions. So, I don't have as long as the employees don't object to the interruption, it's got to be on their time and I could think of one office that would,
Yeah, I don't
Object.
think he should have free reign, especially if he goes into the basement, which he indicated he'd very much like to do.
He liked the idea that the building used to have, I only spoke to him briefly, that the building, based on the research he did, it used to be a post office, it used to have other businesses in here,
There was a butcher shop downstairs.
and that we had things downstairs, plus there'd been a police station down there one
With the
time.
old cells.
It was down there, well, even when we moved up there, the police station was down in the basement.
But one thing to consider, I think that we should find out as much as we can. I mean, we can't limit free speech,
Oh, no, that's
but
true.
once they produce something, we have no control over what happens to that content.
That's right.
And,
I think we should do it.
yep.
but I think, any public area that we have that doesn't interfere with our business operations, I mean, anybody can walk in and
Basement's
Take
not a public area.
correct. It could take a picture of anything that wasn't,
Well, it's like all of our meetings. I mean, anybody can bring their own camera, their own,
Yep.
Well,
and record.
that's why I say he can't have free reign. We have to control where he goes. He can't freely, videotape the town clerk's office, for example.
Right.
He can from the outside, maybe,
Welfare
but
office
he's...
either.
Welfare
Or,
office.
just like looking across, but
Right.
not looking down at what they're doing and
Right.
stuff like that, and the same with welfare.
The Lord knows the
And
planning
even
department's
Tim's.
got plenty to hide.
He might film what the office looks like, but he can't be filming what...
Just saying.
We'll have to be careful.
Just saying.
What's on
it's
computer
more building,
screen.
not us.
Yeah.
I think it's just more the building.
Right.
And what I would like to do is ask legal assistance, just a brief little thing, like, is there any way we could make sure that there's a disclaimer? Or
Yes.
something
Yep.
saying that we don't
Excellent idea. Yep.
condone, we're not endorsing this.
Right.
It's not in no way
Right,
anything
right.
to do with the
So
tentative.
we're going
And
go
have
through
him sign
local-
something.
to local government center to ask this, because I don't want to incur,
Oh, right.
I don't want to incur a legal debt.
Sure.
No, I
so he
think
can
that's
film.
good.
Yep.
But I'm all for free speech and free expression.
Right. All right, you have that back?
All right, so
So the consensus is go ahead, but with
As long as you
caution.
get a
and-
disclaimer.
Right, and get a disclaimer?
Right.
Okay,
I say
So
we do
maybe
We
in
need-
2 weeks?
sure. 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks? Wait a minute.
If we hear
Doesn't that
from-
put us-
No, to meet with them,
Oh, to meet with them.
just to meet
Oh,
with them,
okay.
because you may, other things, so you can
That
outline
puts
the-
us into town hall, town meeting, and, well, you might want to historically,
It could be a historical meeting.
where was he last year?
Would like to meet with the board, and,
Could be a historical meeting, you don't know.
I mean, you
Just
could set
meeting
it up
with the
next
board
Thursday.
could be historical. Hysterical, I mean.
Historical, yeah.
I'm surprised he came back.
Okay, so when do we do this? 2 weeks?
Couple weeks at least.
After
Not- Not the 21st, because you're busy.
No, we're not doing that on the 21st, either the,
28th?
or the 7th.
Birthday.
Is?
Not this one.
28th, the other
Oh.
Catherine. This Catherine is Monday, the 25th.
Big mouth. I said it for you. Thank
You say Monday the 25th?
Yep.
Monday the 25th
Stop!
is your birthday. Can we tell them how old you are? Because I do know.
Yeah, I know you
Yes, I
know.
do.
I know you
All
know.
I know is
You know too much.
I'm older than you. I'm older than you.
Not by much.
Not by much.
Still, I'm older than you.
Not by much.
She's older than you, and she's older than you.
Not by much.
Oh, I'm a whole lot older.
Wait a minute, and I'm a whole lot younger.
Yeah, you're the baby. And I know how old Joe is.
I think between all of us, you're the baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I might say so.
Yep.
I'm going to turn 46 this year.
He doesn't say in here how he's going to do this. Trapping,
Oh, bait box.
Just saying.
baits, trapping, what combination he's going to do. And he doesn't say in here that he's going to fill in any holes.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
I'll make
There's the baby right
Because
there.
really, he needs to have, you've got to fill in holes, you've got to have a combination for it to be effective.
Right, but
You ought to see-
he's, I know, but he's not going through everything in,
No, but that we need to know what he's going
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it says what
General
he's,
description of what he's going to do is when he finds
he's got
these
spiders in
holes.
here twice.
Does he?
It says general spiders
I
and
mean,
then
he
it
had
says
pointed out to
spiders.
me all the areas where he's gonna have
Maybe
bait
he's got a
boxes
thing against
outside and
spiders.
inside, and where all the pipes that are coming up from the
Definitely baiting
basement,
is
where
the way
there's
to go.
around the floor, that all those would have that material.
And how much is he going to charge us to do this?
Well, it's a $200 initial visit,
Yep.
$45 a month,
$45 a month.
which is cheap.
Which is what they do which is what he's doing at the senior center, but it's a $40 a month.
Correct. He said January when they had a price increase.
I'd like him to kind of spell out what he's going to do for us, so that way we'll know better of what we've got to do.
Right.
But
And how's he going to address our storage area that's locked? What's he going to do in there?
We're going to unlock it.
And then we have two sides to the basement.
But the storage area that's locked, we can unlock it. He can place what he has to place in there, and then we lock it after.
Yeah, but what's he placing in there?
Oh, for document.
What's he using for
Is it
poison
damage?
bait?
Right.
You know, we should have an
It's all
MSD, we should
contained,
have
I'll
an
tell you that.
MSDS sheet from him.
Yeah. Now,
don't
that would
already have one.
really drive me right up the wall. I don't mind going in the basement, but if I go into the locked room and there's a big rat laying there in a trap.
no, he
that-
said that they don't.
They don't. It's an all-contained
Yep.
plastic container. The food is inside the container, so whoever has to get it has to go in the container and take a nibble, and then they go outside to the nearest outside source. So,
Water.
and
They're
it's,
going
it-
for water. If your basement is dry, you
You know-
won't, typically won't see dead bodies.
as much as infested it was with the Grange, the senior center, as when we started the renovations, and, I mean, the squirrel's nest in the kitchen in the attic this big, when he placed these little boxes inside, larger boxes outside for larger rodents, never once have we came across a dead animal. Not once. They go to the nearest source, water source, outside somewhere. Who knows, and I know they're not in the outbuilding because we've raked the whole entire outbuilding.
Well, I just know that when we moved in our house, it hadn't been really, they'd let the flower beds grow up, and, there was issues with, especially field rats. Well, we put stuff out and all that. The guy came and put all his stuff out around the outside and on the inside in the basement. Now, one of those suckers got in the wall and died. It was almost a month before you could walk to the room.
That's one nasty smell.
We had an incident that they got into the basement and died, which we could actually remove.
Yeah.
But you didn't know it until you know, it's similar to what we had here last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
When the rodent dearly passed away.
yes.
The possum?
The possum. But anyway,
What else, Joyce?
get beyond that.
Just a brief non-public.
Okay.
All right, so
Do reports before we go to non-public?
selectmen's reports, yep.
Since we're gonna meet on Monday, I'll just pass and do what I have to say.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
At 11:30.
Yes, at
And check her
11:30.
tape.
11:30 Tuesday. It's in my-
Okay. All right. I have a couple of just small items. One is that I'd like to say first that we should perhaps maybe send out a card to Norm.
Yes.
As you know, Norm is very sick, and so our prayers go out to him and Janice. So I'd really like Catherine to get on that so that we can have it for Tuesday and send that out. That's important.
I have a suggestion about that we can talk about in non-public.
Gotcha. At the senior center, the three-bay sink is put in the small, we had to change out the small hand wash sink that we had. It didn't work, so that's on order. And I told you last week it was an exorbitant amount of labor to put in a grease trap, which resulted in how many hundreds of dollars?
400.
$1,300 for the plumber?
Yep.
In a good 80% of that was because of the grease trap.
Wow.
So, and you folks really wanted to go ahead with this. I think we should have fought that, and that's my own personal opinion, but it's in, and soon, hopefully we'll be serving meals. For those that are watching the tape, on Wednesday evenings, we're still continuing with the music. It is a great success up there. If you go up there, it is just a wonderful time to sit and enjoy music. From 6 to 7 p.m., Emily LaPlante is serving hot dogs and a drink and some type of dessert, bag of chips, and the profit goes to the senior center as a fundraiser. And so a lot of the people that come for the band are coming early and eating their dinner before they play the music, so it's really a fun time. Also, I would like to congratulate Jane Alden. She has been selected to be on the advisory board for the New Hampshire Association for the Blind. So congrats to Jane on that. I think that it's well-deserved, and she will certainly be a great representative to the town. As you know, we have a lot of people that are serviced by the Association for the Blind, so that's great in Tilton. Great for Tilton. Other than that, I think we pretty much got it. I do have a small non-public if we could, small.
Yep.
Real small.
All my things are out, my letters for signage, every one of them,
Letters on signage are out.
every one.
Okay. Hear me, world.
Yeah.
Oh, Hammy Little Town.
Right.
Besides that, everything's going good.
Good.
We still have our littering ordinance. We have to figure out
Yes, we did.
how we're going to enforce that.
Right. Yep.
When I came in last night,
The bag.
trash was out.
Yep.
So, since we haven't proposed a warrant article to change it, and the other one stands, we have no choice but to enforce it.
Okay?
And I know that some of our officers don't want to be trash enforcers, but we don't have a choice.
Right.
Well, I still like the idea, and if you don't mind, I will call Best Way and get some ideas of what prices would be, and look into if we, maybe can meet one time, discuss where we might put some dumpsters in the back to get all the trash off Main Street.
You're suggesting that the town pay for dumpsters for the
No,
main...
I'm not. I'm suggesting for each of the property owners to pay for those dumpsters.
I think that the property owners should discern their own solutions.
Yeah, but we still have to come up with some way to show them where they can put these dumpsters.
I don't agree with the dumpsters. We have an ordinance. I mean, I get up sometimes at 5 o'clock in the morning and put my trash out the morning of
Right.
trash day, depending on what's going on in my life. Should I have a dumpster? Because it might be inconvenient to me?
No,
Then why would we suggest a dumpster?
Downtown area.
because it's the downtown, first of all. The downtown area is very confined. We don't have that kind of room for people to be putting their trash out. It's not like we have trash boxes or something.
You
All
have
they need to do
businesses,
is put their trash out Thursday morning.
well, you have business.
Some of them do that.
But
Most of them put them out the night before because they don't want to come in early or make arrangements to have their trash put out.
Exactly, because you have businesses that open at 10 o'clock in the morning on any given day.
Right.
And not at 7 or 7:30 when they start to go through. And I think that would be really unfair to expect the business owner to come down and,
It's not the only place we have businesses that put trash out.
it is the only place we pick up, though, from the businesses, is it not? Where else do we do that?
Other small businesses in town, all over town. It's a
Yeah.
limit.
I know, but to me, the main area of the problem right now is the downtown area because of the confined space and the fact that we all know, we've all walked down Main Street, it's not even like they put their trash out orderly. You have some businesses that just keep throwing to the curb, boxes and this and that, and I mean, it's a mess. And in the summertime, it stinks, and in the wintertime, it gets in the way of plowing snow.
Then they should make arrangements to have their trash put out Thursday morning, like the rest of the town does.
Oh, I know.
It only takes a space, a small space, on the sidewalk to put their trash out Thursday morning. It's one day a week. Their other choices is they can, anybody in town right now can recycle, and they can take that free to Best Way.
You can't take it free to Best Buy.
Oh, I already called up Best Way months ago, and he said we can take our recyclables there.
Recycle only.
That's what I
Right.
just said, from the town of Tilton, because most of the trash that goes out there is boxes from the stores, it's cardboard, it's recyclables,
With some trash.
so they can remove it. And most of the trash comes from the apartment dwellers.
I recycle. I've been recycling for 3 weeks.
But the problem,
Free gabbing.
The problem is they need to resolve their own problems. The town should not be solving it for them. If they want to come to some arrangements among themselves with dumpsters, let them come to us.
I think it's an item that we need to discuss
Yeah, I do
further.
too.
I do.
Because it's been a problem ever since I've been living in this town.
It's been a problem for 12 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Since, I think the ordinance went through in 2000.
Yeah.
So are we going to have the police enforce it now, or are we still waiting?
Well, it's certainly,
I think we have an ordinance on the books, and I think
Yeah.
that we should at least educate them once again and say, there's an ordinance in place, you need to have them put out after certain hours on Wednesday evening or Thursday morning, period.
but
No
it
discussion.
also, it also is one of those things that, like, we have parking agents downtown now, making sure that people are abiding by the parking. Couldn't these individuals, I'm not saying that they have to give these people a hard time, but if they see someone putting trash out on a day when it shouldn't be put out,
Right.
it could be mentioned, hey, today's not trash day, we have an ordinance.
I went
So
by the
you
other
would,
day.
you would require, they would have to be doing their rounds on Wednesday night when the
No.
trash is put out.
Wednesday, you know what, I was just going to say this, Wednesday afternoon, I was driving by, and at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they were putting trash out on the sidewalk, a business.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that trash typically goes out anywhere between that time and midnight on Wednesday
Well,
night.
I don't
Because when I
know.
was walking in last night, and these aren't businesses,
right.
somebody was dragging the trash out.
I think what Sandy's saying is if there's a parking enforcer available during the time when people are putting out the trash, they can
see
certainly, and they see it, they can certainly act upon it. However, in the evening on Wednesdays, we have the police to enforce it. And I think that's what, am I
Yeah.
correct in saying
Yeah.
that? Okay.
I'm just saying, I don't think that they have to have special hours Wednesday night in order to catch these people.
I just
I'm
wanted
just
to make
saying,
sure
when
that was
they're out
clear.
and
Right.
they're walking up and down Main Street, if they see someone putting it out,
Say,
they can
hey.
remind
Right,
them, we have
there's
an
no
ordinance.
sense, I mean, the parking ordinance is until a certain time
Right.
downtown, I think that's when the parking ordinance people are there.
So Chief, we can leave that in your hands?
Enforce the trash ordinance.
Absolutely, that's a consensus.
Because summer,
Trashy as it is.
summer is coming.
Has everybody read the number 4 in Tim's report?
Hang on.
Yes. And number 3?
Is that something we can discuss on Tuesday?
I don't know why we wait until Tuesday. I vote that we reconsider.
Number 3?
Yep. The contract.
Rereading number 3, so hold on a minute. Okay, I'm good with that.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Make a motion that we,
Joyce needs to make a
I
statement.
just, at some point, we need to talk with Marge to make a correction. There is no contract
Right,
for recycling.
right. Well-
All they have are estimates for a program based upon a request for proposal that they received 3 responses back from, and one of the proposals had that amount of $87,000 for the first year. So there's no contract. Anything that, if this gets passed, anything that's done, that gets entered into is the selectmen.
Right.
that's right, they don't have the authority to enter into contract.
So the selectmen will, enter into a contract and
That's why we need to start this now, because
Yeah.
they should be combined. It should be one deal.
True, but at the time it went out, because we did that 2 years ago, we had combined it. And I don't know, if it was the recycling committee didn't want to do that. So now the second time we went around, I said, now, are you sure? Are we combining them or are we keeping them separate? And the recycling committee said, no, it is separate. It's like, okay, that's what we'll do.
But maybe it should be whichever way
But that's
we
not,
work out to
you
be
have
the
to remember, the
least
recycling committee was created to advise the selectmen.
Right.
Right, so what they're advising you is this, the information that they collected from the responses to the proposal that they put together, which outlined the program, and their revenue estimates based on a fee that they set for bags. You set the fees.
We set the fees.
Yeah,
That how a program could be financially not only self-sustaining, but could help reduce, I shouldn't say reduce, provide cost avoidance
yeah.
for future incinerator costs. That's the proposal that's going to the floor. It's not a contract.
Yeah,
What's your
well, I
recommendation,
also
Kathy?
saw eyebrows raised last night when it was brought up that if you do this, it will lower your taxes.
Possibility. It's a possibility.
But-
It's nothing certain about
Right,
it.
stretch.
right,
It's a possibility.
That's a
But-
stretch.
yes.
You can't, you don't, there's no guarantees in life,
No.
besides death and taxes.
But in town, 80% of the population in town can decide not to recycle. Well, they can take it the best way. I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen.
If people choose not to recycle, we'll have a lot of money
You know,
in that revolving fund.
you just don't know.
So
But
what's your
I'd like to
recommendation,
make a
Catherine?
motion that we revisit that contractual agreement, also considering the new proposal for recycling
Second.
pickup.
Okay, to revisit the contractual agreement and,
For curbside pickup.
okay, the contractual agreement for the MSW or the single stream?
Both,
Okay, for curbside,
and recycling.
MSW, and single stream recycling. Okay.
Next week.
I second it.
When you say
Motion's
next
been
week-
made and seconded, discussion. Is this, you made a motion to discuss this and research it and look into it. Do you want to put a deadline in that before the town meeting, or?
It's going to be a little difficult.
Well, I think we definitely have to have something so people are clear at
Right.
town meeting what they're voting on.
Then we better scramble.
I think that,
They're not voting on a contract.
can we ask,
We're voting on a proposal.
I think that that's a load to ask Tim to relook at the contract, but I mean, can you do that, or?
Sure.
Okay,
Well, I mean, we all
we'll
can.
both look at it. Okay. I'm sure Joe will help too.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I have confidence, I spent quite a bit of time with Sarah going over her estimates, her numbers.
Yep.
That was the consultant that they used. And her spreadsheet. And so I'm confident with her numbers. She's using the correct numbers, and she's being conservative in what she feels from her experience in working with other communities, what we can anticipate.
Right.
Marge, I think, is the one that had worked on getting all the information, Marge and Joe, from the different companies that sell the bags.
Right.
So the numbers can work.
Yeah.
They can work.
I would really like not to see this fail, and I think we need to do our
Yeah.
research and make sure that we have a background, because it was, it was part of the discussion last night, and I think we need to bring that up.
Yeah.
I do. So the motion's been on the table. Is there any more discussion on it?
No.
All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Next.
Is there any more business to come before us in a public meeting? Chief, do you have anything for us?
Just the,
Oh, yeah, let me tell you.
that I sent you.
Okay.
I have one more thing.
On Tuesday, March 26th, the Tilton Police Department will be doing a fraud prevention presentation at the Tilton Senior Center from 10:45 a.m. to 11:45 p.m.,
Right before lunch.
just before lunch on Tuesday. It will be the chief, Merrick, Matt, and Nate doing it. I think it should be very informative, so if you know of anybody, get the word out. It's free,
Okay.
and if they sign up for lunch, they got to do it the Friday before. That would be nice. They could just stay for the lunch, the seniors.
March 26th at what time?
At 10:45 it starts.
March 26th.
Yep.
Yep.
Can we bring the camera?
Yeah, we could.
Okay, and what time?
At 10:45 at the senior center. Yes, I think the camera would be a great idea. Do you want to coordinate that?
Yep, because I'd like to go to lunch and see it.
Okay.
The lunch thing gotta,
And maybe we can put it on the website after, for those people who
Yep.
couldn't go, they'd be able to watch it.
Good idea.
there you go, Kathy.
Before we leave, I want to show you something. You could tell me if I should. Can we, so those of you that want to stay for lunch and enjoy the seniors and everybody else there, you have to sign up.
Okay.
Just have to let Sarah know so that she has the numbers, okay?
You know what's being served? that
Thursday.
day?
Oh, we have it on the website, I think.
March is already? It's February's is on.
I think it came
Shepherd's
out
Pie.
Huh?
I hope it's shepherd's pie.
March, no, I don't have it with me. March, No, it comes out next week.
Okay,
It does. It's next, 2 weeks before.
all right, I'll type up a little notice to put on our website.
Website?
Okay.
Great. Chief, you have it on your website, right? Oh, no, you can't because you don't have the new thing yet. Okay,
We can, we just haven't put it up yet.
okay. All right, you have something?
Yep, I'd like to ask Tim to put up a notice on the town website that we're looking for members for the road committee. After the conversation, especially last night and previous nights with the budget committee, I think it would be a good idea if the road committee reviewed the 10-year plan for the town roads and the costs.
I wouldn't mind being a part of that. It doesn't have to be as a selectman, but I wouldn't mind being a part of that.
I have 3 of us so far, so you would make 4.
Okay. All right, is there any other business to come before us in a regular meeting? Okay. Then I would make a motion to enter into non-public session as per RSA 91A:3. We have a attorney-client issue. We have 2 personnel issues. That takes care of it, Joyce. That's, you have it, right?
Second?
Roll call vote?
Yes.
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 Find these guys doing this?
They're trying.
Make a motion that we seal the minutes of the non-public as they pertain to legal until the matter is resolved, and as they pertain to personnel
Permanently.
permanently.
They are working on
I was going to say forever.
Roll call vote?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Make a motion, we adjourn?
Second?
No?
Nope.
No?
I'd like to make a motion to accept a very generous
I would think
donation
like
from the
Walmart
Tilton
and all these
Northfield
places,
Fraternal
they-
Association to the Riverfront Park.
Oh, yeah, because they're
Maintenance
scamming
fund.
everybody.
Second. Okay.
Oh, I'm
All those in favor of accepting the donation from the Fraternal Association for $100 to the Riverfront Maintenance Program? Well,
We don't
Park
have one,
Commissioners,
but
right.
it's to the Riverfront Park.
Yep. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion, we adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.